We love to create labels, but I think I'm the one create those labels for myself if I want to. And I don't want to label others, and I don't want to be labeled. I'm Nasrin Golden. I'm from Iran. I live in Ireland since 2012. I'm an artist. I work with different medium, photography, painting, drawings, and sometimes video arts. I have no idea why I've got interested to study art. I'm coming from a family with no artistic background. Probably because there is a sense of freedom in being an artist, and it's very impulsive and spontaneous. So probably that's why I was drawn to it. I work with many things. I study graphic design, I study photography, visual arts, and now I'm in the point that I can't only work with one style or one medium. Depend on what topic I'm interested or what subject I'm interested and I want to talk about, then I choose my medium. Art for me mostly is about self-discovery. I always discover something new about myself. Even when I go back to my previous works, I see something that I didn't notice when I created that piece, and it's very interesting to discover something new about myself. Moving to Ireland was a big cultural change for me. I didn't know really what to do with it, so I slowed down. It takes time to understand different culture, adapt to the different culture. Even though I assume that I'm a very open person, and I felt like I should adapt very quickly, but it takes time for me. And it did change the way I see art, because when I started to create, I never think about what I want to create. I was just going outside. I was very interested in light and shadows. We don't have it in Ireland that much because of the sun. The concept at the start of my career wasn't very interesting to me. Then in another phase, I get really interested to working with femininity, repressed femininity, because I was struggling to understand what does it mean to be feminine. And after that, the concept of identity, sense of belonging, sense of self changed. When I was home, so the concept of home was not important. But I remember in 2019, I felt like I don't feel belong to my country. I don't feel belong to Ireland. So it was some sort of struggling. What does it mean, the concept of home? And I felt a bit lonely. And I started creating a piece that I call it replication. I worked with the past images, and I created something new. And then I learned something about the concept of home, which means home is where my heart is. And identity is changed all the time, it shifts all the time. So it's not a fixed concept. I learned that everything I feel is my own projection and my own judgment. I learned that if I feel I belong, then I belong. If I feel I'm not belong to something, it means that I'm looking for the evidence to prove that to myself. I will attract people into my life that make me feel I'm not belong. I learned that being part of the community, it's not that difficult. To be honest, I was very individualist artist, which means I want to stay in my studio and I create. But now that's not enough for me. I feel like I need to give something, and that makes me feel belong. For me, it was not very difficult to get involved with the Irish community. The reason I struggled was because everything for me was new, was very different from my own culture. I needed to find myself here. I remember somebody told me it takes sometimes 5 years to feel a new place is your home, but everything comes from inside. If I have feeling of lack, if I feel inferior, if I feel I'm not good enough, if I feel any of those, I'm not gonna feel I belong. So if I stop and go within and feel what's going on that stop me to move forward, then I remove all those blockages, and then it doesn't matter where I live. So I think I always look into myself instead of looking to find something out there that is causing me problem. I believe that we all are human and we share similar things. We all have similar shared experiences. We love to create labels, which sometimes is okay, but I think I'm the one create those labels for myself if I want to. And I don't want to label others, and I don't want to be labeled. Well, don't miss opportunities, because I felt like my English is not perfect, because I felt like, oh, this gallery is too good for me. I had fear to go and approach them. Just be yourself, because everything about you is unique and nobody else is interested in something else. They are interested in you. And don't be afraid, and don't have expectation. Always, everything you do, even networking and communicating with people, do it for sake of communication. And it's possible an opportunity come along, it's possible not. But if you don't have expectation, you just can have fun and you can create a network. And who knows? So be yourself and unique.